Hi, and welcome to the Dream Girl Trucking Channel. The Dream Girl Trucking Channel is for not just girls or women, but for anybody who has a dream or who's working on their dream that they already got. So, or if you're formulating a dream, if you're a dreamer, if you have a goal. So, all I have to say to you is get a goal and don't let go of it and work on it until you get it done, because it's really possible. Just about anything is possible. You look at the world we live in these days, and even in the past, and really, just about anything is possible. So, that being said, people have been asking me how I like Bay and Bay, and the jury was out until recently, and I think I've decided. I think I've made up my mind. And I have decided that I really like it. So, I'll now tell you why. I had a few low paychecks under $1,000. So I was kind of like, I don't know. I don't know if I want to do this or not. It's got to get better, because really I got to put food on the table, right? And so, but, my trucks were breaking down, and I was just having, I guess, bad luck. But, they pay us for broke down trucks, and they pay us for fixing the trailers, even the lease purchase guys. So it's not so bad. I never got a zero paycheck here like I was getting when I was working for the Russian mafia, and so that's much better. And my checks have all been close to $1,000, just not quite all there. Now it seems like I'm getting my regular checks back again, so I'm going to go over that with you. But I had mentioned previously that I like Bay and Bay because they really seem to try when I have a problem. Everybody's really nice, helpful. I am so not a number over here. When I call, people know who I am. And when I go to the shop, they know who I am. I made an appointment for, I heard an air leak in my truck, and I was going to go home. So I put on there that I made the appointment at the shop for the morning after. But I got there in the afternoon, and they just came right out to my truck, and they said, "Oh, you got an air leak? Let's get it right in," And I'm like, cool. So I knew it would be done by the time I got back. And so here I wrote down on my calendar how much my paychecks were from the beginning. And let's see here. So my first paycheck, that was for orientation, and it wasn't good. It was $145, because it was $200 was all I got for orientation. And then my next check was $12.86, and I get paid every week. And this is net, not gross. And then my next check was $12.37. And then I had the bad paychecks, which was $7.21, $9.35, and $7.43. And then my last one was $14.49, and then I just got another one yesterday. I forgot to write it down, but I think it was like it was $1,200 or $1,300. So the pay is not great here. But it's not bad. So I can recommend it. Now, some of you guys are going to want to make more, and that's cool. I'm just letting you know what I made. And as long as I can bring home, for me, $1,200 to $1,500 a week, I am really doing good and can afford to grow my savings, which is important to me. But I've got health insurance, and I don't have life insurance. I don't have dental insurance. That's because I have those on my own, so I don't get them through my job. Life insurance, get it through my job, and then I leave my job and I have no life insurance. And then, the older you get, the more life insurance will cost you. And so I don't have that through my job. I'd rather just keep my own life insurance and let it grow. Because like over at Creed, I had life insurance, and it was universal life, so it would build cash value. But I wasn't even thinking about that when I left, because I think they were paying for it or something. And so I just got a bill the other day. I've been gone from Crete for a long time. And I said, well, why did I get a bill? I forgot all about that. I said, is there any cash value on it? And she looked and she said, no. And I said, oh, well, here's what happened. It had cash value when I left, and I forgot about it. And so what the life insurance does is it eats up your cash value. So each month, instead of you having to pay your premium, it takes out of that cash value. So if you were to die in that time, you would still get your life insurance, but it like kind of Pac-Mans it out, so you don't actually have anything unless you cash it out right then. And I just wasn't even thinking about that. I should have as an insurance agent, but I get busy out here and don't think too much about insurance. Although here it comes for certification time, so I got to get certified again through United Healthcare and Humana, and do my AHIP for my over 65 Medicare. So if you guys have any questions about that, y'all can ask me. You know, everything's cool over here at Bay and Bay. You know, I'm not a number, and I like that. So I really don't have a whole lot to say on this video. A little old man ran into me, and he just like drove into my truck, and so I've had 2 accidents over here, and neither one of them were my fault. And one was when I was in Chicago, and a truck came. I was in the middle lane. It got really, really skinny real quick, and I thought, oh my gosh, if anybody makes any mistakes here, you know. So anyway, so there was a 4-wheeler, and then an 18-wheeler, me, an 18-wheeler, and a ramp where people were getting on. So it was the one that was on my passenger side. He was 2/3 of the way past me, and he just swerved over into me and like knocked my mirror off. And so they do have driver-facing cameras here, and they were able to go back and find the camera and find out, you know, on that time where I was at, and see that it was not my fault. But the driver-facing cameras, they really don't kick on unless you do something. So my second accident that I had, I said, well, I was on my air horn. You know, didn't you see me? You know, I'm like up here like this, you know, and I got my air horn on. And he said, no, we didn't get anything from that because there was not a catastrophic event. So because I didn't slam on the brakes or swerve or anything, the little old man just drove right into me with his little trailer, because there was a cop on the shoulder and he was putting on his brakes, and I didn't know how slow he was going to go, you know. So I had my cruise on. I'd been passing him for a long time, because I only go 68 miles an hour, you know. So I just like minded my own business. I, you know, scooted over. I gave him some extra room, and he scooted over too and was slowing down, which he was far enough away from that cop. He wasn't going to knock anybody dead or anything. Wasn't going to mow anybody down, but apparently he had other plans for me, because he just tried to drive right over me. He was in a little Toyota Tundra with a little utility trailer on, and he had a 0-turn mower, and his little trailer was the size of his mower. And so fortunately for me, he stopped, because we couldn't see his license plate, because he had that utility trailer on, and the tags on the trailer were like underneath the wheel well, you know, so you couldn't see anything. But he stopped, and he wanted to make sure that, and he called the cops, because I could not promise him that Bay Bay would not report it to his insurance. And so he wanted everybody to know that I drove into him. I drove into, he kept saying it. Well, you drove into me. I thought, well, why in the world would I want to drive into you? I got better things to do. I have an appointment. I don't have time to drive into you. But, you know, he drove into me. I was laying on the air horn, so what can I say? It's not my fault. I'm innocent. And I would have slowed down and let him over, but gosh, you can't stop in the Hammer Lane. I didn't know how slow he was going. All I knew is that his brake lights were on, so he was still slowing down, and he was not even past me yet. And I'm thinking, well, you know, what have I got to do? Come to a complete stop? So anyway, that wasn't my fault either, and they said it's not going on my DAC, so they're not real hard on me. But so it's been exciting. It's been exciting. And so anyway, well, that's it. I'm in Pennsylvania. I got to go load in New Jersey, and I don't usually go to those places, but it is the 4th of July, so, well, it's not the 4th of July right now, but it's going to be the 4th of July pretty soon. So, anyway, that's it. That's all I have to say, and, yeah, that's all I have to say. Everything exciting going on at home without me, so that's the way it is in our lives, right? And I'm looking up at, I don't know why I'm even looking at the screen, because I should be looking over there. I think that's where the camera lens is. But, so I'm really terrible at this, and I apologize. But I hope everybody has a good weekend, and drive safe, and hit the like button, because this video really, really stinks, and it needs all the help that it can get. So, thanks a lot. Peace out, and love you guys. Bye.